Hi, everyone, and welcome to Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. It's me, Eartha. Thank you for joining me today for our time together for our session. I would like to share the World Happiness Report for 2024. I think it was a couple of years ago I discovered the World Happiness Report. I had never heard of it, and I shared the results with you. At that time, the United States was ranked the 16th happiest country in the world. See, this report is distributed, a survey distributed to many different countries all over the world. The results are analyzed and shared through this World Happiness Report. The process that they use is through the Gallup poll, my understanding. And, I think Gallup polls, they're pretty much an expert at doing surveys. Many people have heard about the Gallup polls. When we look at different results of different surveys, what people do with the results is, is just a variety of things. The reason why I share the report as from a mindfulness perspective is to bring us an awareness of how different aspects of um, mindfulness is perceived. And perception, of course, depends on an individual's level of experience, their culture, their values, health, a whole lot of different things. This particular year in 2024, the World Health uh, Survey on happiness focused their attention on the happiness of people throughout life, different ages of. And so, from my understanding, each year the World Happiness Report focuses on things. And this year is the happiness of people at different stages of life. And that kind of caught my interest in mindfulness. Uh, in my program, Transition Awareness Breathing, I like to tailor for a variety of age groups. My youngest group, they're kindergartners and totally talking about out of the box. Uh, Interpretation of the practices. The big concepts are very much understood. Uh, the technique and teaching the different concepts, that's where I have to get creative compared to teenagers and adults. And so, in summary, the bottom line is mindfulness can be taught at a lot of different age groups. The technique in teaching the skills and concepts of the facilitator, the instructor, has to pull from their creativity. One thing that came out of this report was the word well-being. A lot of the happiness was dependent on the population's interpretation and feedback on well-being. So I'm going to share some of this. I have my notes written down here, so I'm going to refer to my notes. Just let me look down every once in a while. So the report starts off. The report refers to Shakespeare's Seven Ages of Life as you like it, quote unquote. focusing on the later years as depressing. So the World Health Report begins with, this opening statement from Shakespeare, Seven Ages of Life, As You Like It. And I guess in the set, As You Like It, um, depicts the later years of life as depressing. I'm going to try not to be biased. Certainly, I want to be open. The nurse part of my brain is flashing all kinds of yellow lights. Oh, I just think this is the nurse part. When you start a report off, it with no fault of Shakespeare, well-known poet. It had to study him in school. However, does this cause any kind of bias if you're starting a report and uh, focusing that this author's um, publication depicts the later years as depressing? Does that kind of paint some kind of a picture for uh, future interpretations of the report? That's for you to observe, because in the 2024 report, what they have found is just the opposite. Results from all over the the world that maybe Shakespeare's interpretation that the later years are depressing is not so true. In North America, the younger years were analyzed. The results came out that the younger um, participants in this survey, ages 15 to 24, yeah, 15 to 24, the results indicated that they're not so happy compared to the population in the older years. Population in the more senior years, considered middle aged, the senior, are the results came out where the happiness, their state of well being, is happier than the younger population. Negative emotions were more frequent now than in 2006 to 2010, except for East Asia and Europe, where the younger population, um, excuse me, where the negative emotions were not as frequent. There was less negative emotions in East Asia and Europe. Here in the United States, in case anyone is trying to, thumb through the political whatever. Anyway, uh, in 2006, the president was President Bush, and Vice President Richard Cheney, political leaders in the country. And 2010, well, President Obama, who took the lead in 2009 with, at that time, Vice President Biden, who is now president this time, 2024. So here, again, negative emotions were more frequent now than in 2006 and 2010. And the reason why I wanted to look up the presidential leaders during that time, because one group are Republicans, the other group were Democrats. And so just to uh, just to observe, I don't think political parties really have a lot to do with the negative emotions. I think it's bigger than that. Let's continue. The global satisfaction, this is what I just read was North America. This is the global satisfaction in ages 15 to 24 reported um, higher life satisfaction. So this is other countries other than North America. So uh, except for North America, Western Europe, South South Asia, North Africa. The age group 10 to 15. This is a little bit of a younger age group that had very limited evidence. However, they tried to survey this age group in um, higher income countries and found that the results from that population, life satisfaction had declined since 2019, especially for girls. And so the words that kept repeating itself is the word well-being, supporting the well-being of aging population going to the more senior years is pretty much dependent on cognitive abilities, uh, development of dementia or Alzheimer's. So that those medical conditions seem to really um, have a big influence on perception of well-being. And so they went into a lot of detail, which is what I really appreciated about this report. Uh, because although with dementia, there's not a cure, what the World Happiness Report went into detail about, and I will put the link in my description so that you can just look at it is a very well organized report, uh, I think, and I think they did a very good job going into detail about each different category. So back on track, the global population for aging, of course, is the aging of the population is increasing, and people are living longer, and with that, the condition of dementia is increasing. So what that translates is decreased quality of life and well-being, with a caveat: if different interventions can be focused on to help people um, maybe slow down the the process of dementia. And what they said was higher levels of well-being was associated with lower risk of future dementia. And so, well-being. What does that mean? I mean, it could mean a lot of things. So, what the report went into, as far as well-being, what they're measuring, is a report of people's feelings of positive emotional experiences, cognitive satisfaction with life, and the sense that life has a purpose or a meaning. And so when we reflect, whether it's the younger population or the aged population, the positive emotional experience kind of makes sense why the younger age group, why their happiness um, level is lower than the aged age group. Taken into consideration the events that is going on around us. And see, with mindfulness and being aware, aware, it doesn't mean we're not going to look and be real and realize there's a lot of things, a lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos going on in our world today. No matter how anyone wants to try to be politically correct or try to sugarcoat uh, events that's going on in our world, as as I have found in my programs dealing with children and teens and tweens, they are very real, very uh, truth focused, and they want the truth. And to try to sugarcoat it for that population is not going to work. And I think there is a need, a mindfulness support need to help our younger population to feel comfortable in expressing themselves in a non judgmental environment without harm. And I emphasize that because when there's a lot of trauma and chaos going around, and there's a population that seems the need to protest or be or bully other people or cause harm during like a lot of the mass shootings or things like that, it really doesn't get to focus and on the issue at hand. It does cause attention. Uh, I don't know how much of a person's individuality is expressed because sometimes when there's a group of people, there's a tendency of people just to kind of follow the crowd, and you kind of get tied in to that scenario and that environment, and so there's a mass psychology going on. Um, but let me continue. Yeah. So research shows that when people in this survey that they kind of focus on, if they feel that they are protected and that they're involved in social involvement, um, that they have a purpose in their life, they express their personal strengths, and um, in their experiences, they feel it has a positive outcome, like there's a contribution to society that causes an increase in well being. With that said, I would like to share, okay, a few more points, and then I will share the top 10 countries that came out the most happiest countries in the world. In 2022, the United States was ranked number 16. In 2023, the United States was ranked number 15 as the happiest country. So, you know, in 2022 and 2023, the United States was at least in the top 20. Uh, this year, 2024, the United States is coming in at number 23. Number 23 as the happiest country in the world. The United States has dipped out of the top 20. And so let's continue. And what I've done is I've kind of compare, went back to a few of the countries and kind of compared, where people were, who took our spot. Okay, so in 2022, United States was number 16. So who took our spot? Who's in spot number 16? Okay, so now in 2024, Belgium is in the 16th spot for that being the happiest country in the world. In 2023, last year, Belgium was number 17. So they're on an increase. Um, in 2022, United Kingdom was number 17. They were right below the United States. In 2023, United Kingdom was number 14 as being the happiest country in the world. So in 2022, as I said, United Kingdom was number 17. Who took their spot? Okay, so Ireland is now number 17. Okay, so United Kingdom 2024 is number 20. So in 2022, they were number 17. And for 2023, they were number 14. Okay, so in 2022, Israel was number 9 as being the happiest country in the world. In 2023, Israel was ranked number 4 as being the happiest country in the world. In 2024, Israel is ranked number 5 as the happiest country in the world. With all the turmoil and the assault that has gone on in Israel, Israel is number 5. It is in the top 10. It is in the top 5 of the happiest countries in the world. So happiness in the World Report, the World Happiness Report, is related to, let me just rephrase, is a state of well-being, a state of feeling that you have purpose and a positive life experiences that's being experienced by the country, and that country, the population has or feel they have a meaningful involvement in their life. The happiness is not necessarily everyone smiling, going to a party, you know, being the great at all kinds of different things. It's about the internal, um, in, the intrinsic feelings of contribution and purpose, which motivates a participation in life, which stimulates community. So now, the moment you've been waiting for, the top 4 countries that the World Happiness Report has reported to be the happiest country in the world. I put it up here and share with you. Now, this may not be a big surprise because number 1, Finland. Finland, again, has ranked number 1 as the happiest country in the world. Number 2 is Denmark. Number 3, Iceland. Number 4, Sweden. And number 5, Israel. It's going to report the top 10. And again, I'll put the link in the description. Number 6 is the Netherlands. Number 7 is Norway. Number 8 is Luxembourg. Number 9 is Switzerland. And number 10 is Australia. There we have it. That is the report. That's the report card, as my son's school would like to, like they say, the report cards are in the mail. Now, what we do with that information, I suggest that maybe we look at some of these countries and see how we can improve. Uh, we have been dropping here in this country out of the not now we're not even in the top 20. Our young people are showing symptoms that is really going on in our country is that the happiness, and remember the well-being, the happiness is measuring the well-being. I think mindfulness has a very strong place in our society. I think also our society has to recognize an awareness that we need really to change how we are measuring happiness. It's not bringing home a trophy. It's not how many baskets you can get in the basketball. It's not how many movies you can make. It's not how many uh, parties you can go to. I think people are saying they want to contribute in a safe, non-judgmental environment. That's just my opinion. Eartha coming to you from Transition Awareness. I look forward to talking to you again next time. And again, look in the link in the description, and I would love for you to explore that information. And maybe I'll do another series on this. This is heavy. This is deep. In these times, I think even in the times when a country such as Israel is up in number 5 position, despite all the war and turmoil it's going through, and the protests. Um, Another thing that the before I sign out, is that the amount of negativity has increased among our young people, particularly in the different countries in the lower scales, the lower ranking parts of the World Happiness Organization. And many of those countries, we could see it in the news today. Just turn on the news and just, as different countries are reported, see where they fall in on the happiness. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again next time. Have a great day.